Hey, friends! Your old pal, Barkey J. Dog here, back with another movie review. This time out, we're taking a look at some classic 1950s sci-fi. That's right, we're talking about The Mole People from 1956. Now one of my viewers, Hunter, he very kindly sent me this here Blu-ray off of my wish list. Thanks, man! Somehow I'd never actually seen this one before, and was always curious about it, so this was a real treat. So let's get into it. Our story goes like this. There's some archaeologists running around in Mesopotamia here, somewhere, when they discover an ancient tablet in a strata of rock where it shouldn't be. They find other relics which point to a mystery about a lost kingdom of Sumerians. They figure out these objects came from high up on a mountain, so they head off to archaeologize. Our heroes make their way through a bunch of stock footage of a Mount Everest documentary until they reach the plateau of the mountain, where they discover a matte painting of an ancient Sumerian temple. Naturally, one guy falls through the floor, so the rest have to follow and try to find him. After a while, they come across a matte painting of more ruins and confirm their theory that some Sumerians made a colony underground. Then some creatures attack and capture the surface dwellers. These mole creatures can dig through the earth real fast, almost like hortas. This horrible, ugly creature lunges out of the dark and grabs this poor guy. Same thing happened to me out at the bar the other night. Ugh, she was pretty ugly. Honestly, I think I'd rather have faced one of these mole creatures. If I was forced to choose, I'd rather go home with the mole creature, too. Well, anyway, they go full-on tremors with the archaeologists and take them underground, and they wind up the prisoners of some Sumerian descendants at Starfleet headquarters. Contrary to popular belief, these are actually the Mole People. The mole creatures are their slaves who do all the work, I guess. They're not treated too well. Now, in typical fashion, the high priest here wants our heroes put to death, but they get out of that thanks to having a flashlight. Bright light being hard on these underground people. They've been living in the semi-darkness so long, strong light can roast them. But while they pass themselves off as agents of Ishtar, the local goddess, the high priest isn't buying it, and he awaits his chance to do them in. Of course, there's a local chick who falls for our stalwart leading man, as they do so often, and tries to help them out. Can our heroes make it back to the surface and safety? Will the high priest put the kibosh on their plans? And what of love? In our cast, we have the perennial John Agar as our leading man, and Ward Cleaver. Hugh Beaumont is his scientific sidekick. We also have Alan Napier, Alfred from the Batman TV show. He's here as the High Priest. Cynthia Patrick plays the sexy slave chick who helps our heroes. Sadly, her turn in The Mole People was her biggest role. Her other credits were mostly as uncredited extras. Nazar, the guide for the expedition up the mountain, was played by Rod Redwing. He was a Native American who appeared in many films, including Charo, which I've reviewed elsewhere on the channel, and Shakalo. He also played the Taskmaster in the Ten Commandments, but his real claim to fame was as a trick shooter, being able to throw a knife at a target, then making a quick draw and putting a bullet hole right where the knife was about to strike. He trained a lot of Hollywood stars in the art of the quick draw and designed the special looped rifle mechanism used in the TV series The Rifleman. Finally, the film is prefaced with a scientific preamble discussing the plausibility of an underground world, hosted by Dr. Frank Baxter. Baxter was an English professor who wound up as a host for the famous scientific edutainment series by Bell Laboratories. Those are really good. You should check them out if you've never seen them. Well, this movie is all kinds of interesting. I think one of the real stars here is the cinematography. The lighting and shadows are really great and masterfully evoke the underground caves and tunnels in this world. Agar is alright, Beaumont is fine, Patrick is very serviceable as the local who helps out, and Napier is a treat as the high priest. And the mole men costumes are very original and scary, especially when we see them in the half-light and shadows. This was director Virgil Vogel's first turn as a director. He was primarily an editor and got his first directing break on this picture. He went on to direct more movies and classic TV series such as The Big Valley, Wagon Train, and The Streets of San Francisco, Centennial, and Spencer for Hire. For a film that only cost some $300,000, The Mole People really looks good and was very entertaining. This nice Blu-ray Hunter sent me is the one to get, and it comes from Shout Factory. There are 2 aspect ratios you can choose from to view the film. I chose the standard one, as well as a good documentary on the making of the picture. This is classic sci-fi and a real treat. The low budget not really showing too much, surprisingly. All in all, I'm giving The Mole People 2 3/4 paws up. It's totally worth a watch for fans of classic sci-fi. You take care of yourselves, and I'll see you in the next one.